that where I should work? Doesn't that just seem like a place I would work? Like 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I think that Waffle House is one of like the final American staples. Like, it's I forgot the point I was gonna make. Obviously. Lost in thought. Yeah, very much so. I am very lost in my own thoughts. No, but I was gonna say, in relation to like segregation, like, it's funny to me how many people that I've met in Nashville have called me racist because of jokes that I'm willing to make and things that I'm willing to say that a lot of white people aren't willing to say. But like, I literally could not be a racist. If I was a racist, I'd be a really terrible racist because I don't think that racists can work with people on a regular basis. You know, the restaurant industry and just any kind of work. You know, like, you're gonna have to work with people that don't look like you. You're gonna have to work with people that have different beliefs than you and a different upbringing than you. And that's a really beautiful thing about it. And it helps you to understand people and not take things personally. So it's like, if people say things and I know that, okay, they just misunderstood me, or they don't like me. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to like me, man. You don't have to dig what I do. But like, because I've worked in the restaurant industry, you know, I'm not gonna pick a fight with somebody all because they're different or all because they have a perspective that I don't share. You know? And so I'm really grateful for the fact that I have all this experience working in restaurants, because I'm not petty. You know, I'm not the type of person to, you know, diss somebody all because of something that I perceive to be wrong. And I don't think it's my responsibility to correct them. And I think that's really narcissistic to think that your interpretation of things is the only interpretation. So one of the beautiful things about art is that it can be whatever the listener or the reader needs it to be, you know? Like, once it's out there into the world, like, it's free to be misinterpreted. It's free to be judged. It's free to be torn apart by critics that don't make anything, you know? And that's the way that it is. I hate how people turn off the comments or they block people. I think this is fucking lame. I'm against censorship. And comedians that aren't against censorship are fucking sacks of shit. And they're hypocrites. Okay? Let the haters come. It's fine. They're just exposing themselves. And narcissists never realize that's what they're doing. But that's the thing. You have to be open to being hated. You have to be open to not being liked. Which I guess is why, like, comedy doesn't seem like it would be something that would be good for women. Because women want approval and they want everyone to like them. which is why women are so stupid when it comes to their own emotions, because they don't get, like, oh, this guy doesn't really love me. I'm convincing myself that he loves me, but he doesn't love me because he doesn't really know me. And that's why I'm very, very skeptical of anybody that is like overly complimentary of me. I'm like, you don't actually love me. You related to something that I said, but you don't know me. Nobody knows me. You're lucky if you know yourself. You're lucky if you pay enough attention to your own experience that you know yourself. And if you don't know yourself, then you probably have no idea why you react the way that you do. So it's easier for you to blame all your problems on other people, you know? And I absolutely hate that. And so I pretty consistently ask myself the question, how am I behaving that way? When I see people act wrong, I'm like, how do I do that? Without realizing it. But I don't know how we got onto this. Fucking Waffle House, baby. Yeah, well, the South. What's funny is that the South gets so much of a reputation for racism. But the South was like totally fine with race mixing, okay? And not just race mixing like sexual race mixing, but, you know, friendship-wise, you know? And that's why I don't care if you call me a racist, because I know that I'm not a racist. There's no way that that would even be possible. Especially when I prefer to work with black people and Latinos over my own race, because my own race is so fucking sensitive. And we really are. It's fucking pathetic, dude. But like, I can always tell a person's race, and not gender anymore. I cannot tell people's gender because everybody's a woman. So I just assume that every single person that has hateful things to say to me is a woman. They don't have to be a woman. They don't have to have a vagina to act like they have a vagina. But yeah, I can typically tell what your race is, and I usually can tell what generation you're from based off of the comment and the language that you use. Because there's a lot of stuff that certain generations say, like certain phrases that certain generations are responsible for coining. Yeah, I mean, I don't take pride in that or anything, but I think that it is kind of telling of like how much attention I pay to the society that I live in, because I've noticed like certain correlations. I notice certain similarities between types of people. And I'm not saying that like everybody that's in this particular identity group or a particular religion or a particular race or nationality, I'm not saying they all act the same, but they typically do. The majority of these groups acts exactly the same because of the homogenization. But yeah, everybody's a woman now.